Noon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you. I'm with you for a minute. I'm with you for a minute. Hold on. Some strange stuff just started happening over here. What in the world? Y'all can't hear that, but my computer started doing strange things. I know I'm a little early today. And, I welcome you guys to come on in, check me out. I'll be late a lot of times, so I wanted to make sure that I wasn't late today. So I came on a little early. Robert, I see you, Robert, in the house. What's up, Robert Willis? I will be. I know it's only like 3 of y'all in here right now, but I'll be toasting. I'm mocking Lincoln Ware. I will be toasting after the show. Y'all know I like to pick with Lincoln. As a matter of fact, hold on, let me text him. Because it don't even feel good unless he know I'm picking with him. Hold on, let me text him. And I just talked to him and I forgot to tell him. Let's see. I ain't even finished typing it. I'm getting such joy out of this. And I hit send. All I said is I will be toasting at the end of my show today. Oh, it's the small things that bring me joy. Oh, so welcome everyone. Welcome. My OSHA says, look at you being early. And yes, you do be late. I'll be late, but I have reasons. It ain't just because I'm black. We got Maria in the house. Good afternoon. Robert Willis, there's a glass of milk. No, I'm going to be toasting. LaDonna Howard says, good afternoon. Anthony says, good afternoon. What's up, Clifton? He up in Clifton today. He threatened to do that already. I don't know why. You don't have to understand, but there is a certain dynamic that we developed over the 21 years or whatever that we worked together, and I can't quit him. Oh, it's just so fun. Brent says, good afternoon. Checking in from Dallas, Texas. Good afternoon, Brent. David, good afternoon, David. Little baby ain't here, but she might be coming back. I'm not sure yet. I'll let y'all know. Little baby might become a regular again. Which would then mean I would be late most of the time again. Because, got to pick up the little baby from school. Regina, good afternoon. Dwayne, good afternoon. He's checking in from Mount Airy. All right, Mount Airy in the house. Kim, good afternoon to you. She said she ready to go home. You only got a half hour left. What, you get off at 3:30? That's weird. Did you say you're going to toast today? Yeah, I'm toasting. Raising my glass of cranberry juice now. I will not be toasting no juice. Brenda says, hello, E-Man and family from Fairfield. So we got Fairfield checking in. Let's see. Let me see. I'm not toasting water. And no, it's not actual toast. Why can't I toast? Jeannie says, good afternoon and happy Friday. All right. Little baby coming back. Sound like contract negotiations are going well. And we need the queen of talk. She really do think that too. She really do think that. Like, if he's the king of talk, like, no. Sierra says happy Friday from Boston. Y'all know we got a few things to talk about. And we'll get to it. We will get to it. But, you know, I have to say hi to the people because I appreciate y'all. And this is not a formal talk show setting. I make the rules. I mean, as the king of talk, I always did. But I make the rules. And, you know, we're very informal here. We're very kind of laid back. You do kind of what you want to do. Or at least I do. Let's see. Nobody in here drinks milk. I'm not drinking no milk. Emmanuel's getting angry. I can't believe y'all don't believe that I will toast. Let's see. Lady K says, here we go. Janice, good afternoon. Janice never comes in and says good afternoon. Janice just come in. Like, but she said good afternoon. I appreciate that, Janice. Good afternoon. Y'all know I like Janice. Spencer, he says good afternoon. Good afternoon, Spencer. Let me see. Trump gets indicted, and this here before 3. Let me guess. We talking about Trump. Well, we will, of course. Yeah. Reverse psychology don't work on me, typically. Reverse psychology. See, let me explain to y'all what that was supposed to do. I was supposed to look at that and be like, oh, he say, well, I want to talk about Trump. I'm here before 3. And I want to talk about Trump. And I don't want to be predictable or seem like I'm that guy. So I'm not going to talk about Trump to prove him wrong. And we are talking about Trump. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. It's just, if you don't want to hear a little bit about Trump, you might not want to watch this. And see, that's how I'm different that way too. I will let you know some stuff you don't want to watch, some stuff you don't want to hear me talk about. And I'm comfortable with that. And if you have to leave for today, for the week, for the month, for the year, your time is your time. And you got a right to spend it with who you want to spend it with. So, yeah, no, that reverse psychology stuff don't work. Don't work on me. Not at all. Regina says, maybe because you said you didn't drink. Oh, boy. Lady K said, who drink milk in 2023? People drink milk. I just ate some cereal day before yesterday. I use milk. So, yeah, people still drink milk. Janice says that's not true. Well, maybe I just be missing your good afternoons. All right. Yo, Underwood says, what's happening, everyone? Yeah, he trying to pull that Jedi mind trick stuff. That don't work. And I will not be chanting lock him up. Y'all can chant that if y'all want to. I won't be saying it. And there's a reason why I won't be saying it. I'll tell y'all in a second. Good afternoon. Checking in from work in Covington. All right, Covington in the house. We got Kentucky here. Ben says, oh, trust me, I know you talking about Trump. You were here before the damn show was supposed to start. Well, but I didn't start talking about Trump before the show was supposed to start. This just happened to be one of them days. I didn't actually have to go to my other gig today. So I was home, I was doing stuff, messing with people on Facebook, had a nice long argument with somebody. It wasn't an argument. I think they were arguing. I wasn't arguing. I was just saying stuff. So, yeah. Lady K said, that's not drinking milk, eating cereal. That's eating cereal. But it's got milk in it. I got to drink the milk with the cereal. I think that count. All right. So, hold on. Let's get to it. I didn't make any of my fancy things, even though I was here a little early. Fancy. It's just typing a few words to let people know what I'm talking about when they first come in. But I didn't do any of that today. Fame say what's popping. Hope all is well. He planned on talking a little S word. I don't be cussing. He planned on talking a little S word today. All right. Terry Anderson, good afternoon as well. And all right. Let me put the name back up. And here we go. Donald Trump. He was indicted. We don't know exactly what he's charged with yet, or at least I haven't seen the indictment. I know he was looking at 31 counts, but I could be off on that. But he was looking at a lot of different counts. So exactly what he was indicted on, I don't know. They haven't released the charging documents or whatever. I'm not a lawyer. Like, you want like a good legal analysis of it with a little bit of a slant. Check out Wyatt. He'll in a few days, he'll be able to tell you and break everything down. That's not me. I'm not here for that. I'm here to gloat, yes, a little bit, that the man is indicted. And realistically speaking, everybody, the Republicans keep talking about it's a witch hunt. They've been using that for a while. It's a witch hunt. But you can't be against a witch hunt if they're actual witches. If you are actually looking for actual witches. And in this particular case, look, nobody told Donald Trump to have sex with a porn star. Nobody forced him to do that. And nobody forced him to pay her hush money. Nobody forced him to have Michael Cohen pay her hush money and then refund that money and then claim it all improperly. Oh, wait a minute. Lincoln Ware just texted me back. Y'all know this takes precedence over everything else. I can't read y'all what he said. Oh, sometimes I get taken out of context. Oh my God. I was not expecting that. That was a response to something else. I'll respond to that later. Woo. Oh my God. It was totally a response to something else. I completely lost track. Nobody told him to do all of that stuff. I'm sorry. I had to try to block out what Lincoln Ware just said. Oh. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Whew. I'm sorry, y'all. That text just took me out. Whew. Lincoln Ware is absolutely hilarious. Oh boy. Oh boy. Diane, I can't. But let me see. Back to what I was saying. Nobody told Donald Trump to pay for a porn star, to pay for hush money to a porn star. Nobody did that. These are all decisions that he's been making on his own. So how is it the Democrats' fault that he's committing potentially criminal acts and getting called on the carpet for it? So what the other option is just ignore the man committing criminal acts. Look, was the Republican Party saying that the Democrats were out of line when Michael Cohen ended up going to jail for the same stuff. Well, the Republicans like, oh, the Democrats and so on. No, they were happy about it. Like, oh, he's a convicted criminal. He's going to jail. Ha, ha, ha. He's a liar. He's a rat. They were happy about it. It's all involving the same thing. It's all involving the same thing. So, I don't know. Now, here's why I will not be chanting, lock him up, lock him up. I can't find it in my heart to wish that on anybody. I mean, except for like the worst of the worst. The dude that went in, the white kid that went in and shot up the church. Yeah, lock him up. Yeah. Stuff like that. But other than that, I'm not one of those people who really wishes bad on people. I really don't. I don't wish bad on people. So I didn't want to see Hillary locked up. I don't want to see Trump locked up. Now, look, don't get me wrong. If that is the punishment, if he's found guilty of something and that is the punishment, go ahead and give him his punishment. But I'm not going to cheer on somebody else's misfortune or, even them being held accountable. I'm not going to do that. I'm not telling you can't do it. I'm just saying I'm not going to do it. I won't do that. But if that's what you want to do, I'm 100% behind you doing it. I support your right to, express yourself. I understand that they were chanting that about her and, the irony that now it's him who could potentially be locked up. I understand. I get the irony. I do. But I won't be doing it. I won't be doing it. I might secretly hope. I think there is a part of me that's like, I secretly hope that, he ends up going to jail just to send a message to people that no one is against the law. But the truth of the matter is, I know that there are people who are above. I know that there are people who are above the law in the society that we live in. Oh, hold on, let me put the chat overlay on. In the society that we live in, I know that there are people who are above the law. I do. But I think it might send a powerful message. I still wish that this had not been the first one, because I believe there may be more to come. So I still wish that this hadn't been the first one. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. Hoping someone goes to jail for breaking the law is not cheering their misfortune. It's wanting justice, and this country is always shouting about equality under the law. So, and then she goes on to chant. Look. It is, if you're cheering it, then you're cheering his misfortune. If you're, lock him up, you're wishing for him to go to jail. That is cheering for his misfortune. It is. Again, I'm not saying you can't do it. But I'm just saying I'm not going to do it. Now, do I believe that he did all that stuff? Yeah. Yeah, I believe he did it. Do I believe that, what's his name, Weisselberg, his main guy at Trump Industries or whatever it is, do I believe that he might have flipped on him? Because I saw a story on one or two of the stations that they were saying during his trial, he was represented by Donald Trump's lawyers, but that now he has dropped Donald Trump's lawyers, and they believe he's been meeting with the DA. What's his name? Bragg. They believe he's been meeting with him. So he might have flipped on Trump. I don't know. I know I don't feel bad. But I won't be cheering for it. Wishing is not cheering. Cheering is yay, jail. Let's go jail. Let's go jail. That's what you're saying when you say lock him up. Lock him up. You're cheering. Yes. Do we even have to argue that point? Come on. You're cheering for that man's misfortune. You got a right to cheer for that man's misfortune, but don't act like that's not what you're doing. It clearly is. It clearly is. There was something else about this whole thing that I wanted to say. Oh, okay. No, this was kind of important. This was kind of important. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this. Can I find this? Do this. All right. But what I don't get, I'm watching Fox News last night. Why were you watching Fox News? I told you I like to watch the other side sometime. I can only take it for a little bit, but I watch it sometimes. So I'm watching Fox News, and I see Lindsey Graham on there. Looked like he'd been crying and looked like he was going to burst out into tears at any moment. Looked like he was going to bust out in tears at any moment, telling these people to give their hard-earned money to Donald Trump so that he could fight these charges. And I'm thinking, ain't this man, remember when he came down that escalator? Which is funny in and of itself. But remember when he came down the escalator? And one of the first things he talked about while announcing that he was running for president is, I'm rich. I'm incredibly rich, extraordinarily rich. Remember that? Why are y'all not, well, some of y'all, Ben, you probably. Why are y'all donating y'all money to a supposed multi-billionaire to fight his criminal charges that he brought on himself by having sex with a porn star and then paying her to be quiet about it? Some of these people who they are asking for money, and they know this, we've always questioned why in the world do these poor white people love Trump so much and they're willing to sacrifice for his good that they don't get any benefit from? And I'm sitting here and I'm wondering this now. Why in the world are these people, because he's fundraising now and they say he raking in the dough. Why are you living in your trailer park? I'm not even talking about kind of the middle class people. You know that it's somebody living in the trailer, barely got food to eat, might be eating cat food. You know what I'm saying? And I don't say that to mock people who are so poor that they had to eat cat food, but I'm saying we know that that is sadly a thing. But some of those people will scrounge up their last $5 or $10 to go to Donald Trump, .com and donate that $6. And I'm like, hold on, look at his house or houses and look at your trailer. Look around. Look at what he eat and look at what you eat. Look at how he live and look at how you living. And you have allowed these people to convince you to give that man money to fight his legal battles. He told y'all he's rich, incredibly rich, extraordinarily rich, a multi-billionaire. He flies around on a private plane. Them things ain't cheap to buy or to maintain. And definitely to operate. He's wealthy. But he needs your $6. I don't understand it. And they so buy into it. Hold on, check out this, if I can get this thing to work correctly. Lindsey Graham. Hold on, let me see. Pull off the chat. All right, come on, Lindsey. Come on. Don't give me no commercial. Come on. Now it's going to take its time. Okay, hold on. Let me do something. I got the little spinning wheel thing. Maybe because I'm live streaming, stuff is running slow, but that ain't usually the way that things work here. So let me do this. Let's refresh. All right. Refresh. Can y'all hear this? I'm sorry, y'all can't hear it. My bad. Hold on.
Destroyed Kavanaugh because they wanted to keep the Supreme Court seat open. They're trying to destroy Donald Trump because they fear him at the ballot box. To the conservatives out there, make sure you vote. If you got friends, make sure they vote. If you don't have any friends, go make some friends. But you need to help this man, Donald J. Trump. They're trying to drain him dry. He spent more money on lawyers than most people spend on campaigns. They're trying to bleed him dry. DonaldJTrump.com. Go tonight. Give the president some money to fight this bullshit. This is going to destroy America. We're going to fight back at the ballot box. We're not going to give in. How does this end, Sean? Trump wins in court, and he wins the election. That's how this ends.
And how do you get to 34 counts on this, in your view?
He was upset. Oh, he was upset. He was upset. Looked like he about to cry. They are really bothered. Like, they are really bothered. And again, Donald Trump brought all of this on himself. He brought it on himself. Nobody told him to do the stuff that he did. Nobody. So, you know, I'm here as a innocent bystander, watching, waiting to see what happens. I hope the truth comes out, which I believe we already know the truth, but that's just what I believe. If he did some criminal acts, I hope he's held accountable. Whatever that looks like. But it's the first time, like, he's got a lot of firsts, and some of them aren't good. First president to be impeached twice in one term. A one-termer got impeached twice. And now the first former president to ever be indicted. It's a lot of firsts. But you heard him. If you're a conservative, get out there and send money to Donald Trump. Get out there and send money to Donald Trump. If you out there sending money to Donald Trump, especially, you know what I'm saying, if you're not like financially where you need to be, like secure. If you're sending like food money, like your kids need new shoes because they done wore through the soles of their shoes, and you don't have the money to buy shoes, but you sending money to Donald Trump, something's wrong with you. That is cult behavior. That is cult behavior. So there's not a whole lot to say about it other than, you know, it's happening. We'll see what happens. And, you know, that's that. That's where we are. All right. Now, y'all know today, of course, is First Amendment Friday. It's First Amendment Friday. So we got to get in a little bit of First Amendment stuff. And I thought about it and I said, what are we going to do for First Amendment Friday? Oh, wait, man, I got a call coming in. Hold on. Caller. Wait a minute. Something is happening here. External. Caller.
Hello?
All
Can
right,
you
caller,
hear me?
I'm still. All right, now I can hear you. Go ahead.
This is Janice, Emanuel.
Hey, Janice.
How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm much better now because I'm hearing you.
Well, that's nice to hear. You know what? This is not political. You know, what's happening with Donald Trump is not political. You know, he did something wrong, and he's being taken to task for it. Now, I would assume it was political. If we've seen so much stuff he's done, and we have done nothing to him. Now, I think that's political. But as you said before, he did something wrong, and finally, someone is getting him for what he did. And it's not political. And I know somebody might say something about Hunter Biden. If they find something that he did and he's indicted, it's not political. We need to get past that political crap because too many people are using that to keep from indicting some of these illegal acts that people are doing. But as far as Donald Trump is concerned, he is past due. And I don't feel sorry for him if he has to go to jail.
Well, I don't feel sorry for him if he has to go to jail. I'm just not in the hoping and wishing for bad on people. Like if he's guilty, hold him accountable, and whatever that looks like, it looks like. But I'm just not gonna be in the background like lock him up. To me, that's sick.
Well, and then we look at Hillary. Hillary, when they called her to come testify, she went and testified. She answered all the questions. He has not gone one time to any time he's been called to come testify. He's never done that. He has just thumbed his nose at the system. He's trying to make the system seem like it's unjust. He's done everything to divide this country, and we see all this hate circling around because of him. He has caused so much division in this country. It's actually sad and it's sickening. He can say and do whatever he wants and just go on about his business. And he's supposed to be the one who's going to lead this country in the right direction.
Well, definitely not. But but correct you about one thing. He did show up at least to one deposition or whatever, and he pled the fifth, repeated.
Well, he might as well have not shown up. But I mean, he has thumbed his nose in our faces ever since he started this journey to the presidency. He does not respect us at all, the people of this country. He does not. He's shown us over and over again.
Well, but Janice, what do you say to people like Lindsey Graham, who Lindsey Graham made a little bit of a point? He said, look, before Donald Trump came down that escalator, he had been doing the same stuff that he's doing since he decided to run. Why just now are they deciding to hold him accountable?
Well, I tell you why, because he was just a regular guy. Everybody's attention was not on him. He had no influence on the people of this country. He was just a guy somebody talked about, you know. He was not at the head of this country, having the bully pulpit, spreading words and saying things that influence people. And you see how he's brainwashed a certain segment of this society. This is what you call number one brainwashing. That man has done it so well that it's frightening. But that's the reason, because before he wasn't really of any importance. He was just a so-called rich guy.
And I wholeheartedly agree with you. I don't understand how they don't understand that. When you decide to draw attention to yourself, which you're definitely doing when you say, I'm declaring to run for the presidency of the United States of America, you shine a huge spotlight on yourself and you open yourself up to all kinds of scrutiny that normally people don't. I wouldn't know. What was his name? Gary Hart. I would have no idea Gary Hart was having an affair if he wasn't running for president. What's the other dude whose wife had cancer and he was having an affair on her? John Edwards. I would have no idea. But when you decide I'm running for president, you shine a huge light and you open yourself up to scrutiny that you probably never experienced before.
Well, and he also had a certain amount of power. You know, when you get in those positions, you have power to do a lot of things that affect our lives. And when you have the bully pulpit and you're speaking, you can spread so many seeds in the brains of people around the world and in the United States. That's a powerful and dangerous position to have someone in who has no ethics at all. This man has not an ounce of ethics. And, you know, I remember you were talking about Lindsey Graham and some of those folks. My mother used to always tell us, you get nothing for free, and be careful who you take something from because they're going to want something back from you.
Yes.
And so all those folks up there who have, I don't know what they're in debt to this man to. I have never seen this before in my life. Most of the men I know would have knocked him out a long time ago. But he has something on them that, I don't know. It's sad to see men. Now, most of the women up there are a little bit stronger than some of those men. But for them to be held in that position, that man has them so tightly wrapped. I don't know what he has on these folks.
I don't either.
But we're talking about democracy. You know, when you get past all that personal stuff, we're talking about upholding the democracy of this country, and it's fragile. We saw that January 6th, and if this man continues to go the way he's going, we might end up like Kim Jong-un and Putin. And we don't realize how easy that can be done. But if we've been watching anything for the past few years, it is easy if you get somebody in a position like him. And I wonder what's after him, because like his niece said, of course, he was raised to be the way he is. He's a narcissist. But why would somebody be doing all this for such a long time? Just imagine what that's doing to his children and his family when you have this kind of drama going on all the time. What is he having to fulfill? What promises did he make to somebody that he's trying to fulfill come hell or high water?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, all those things to me are kind of frightening because, like I said, democracy is fragile. And we take all this freedom and I got my rights, we take all that for granted. But, shoot, let Donald Trump get in there. We will not, it won't be like that.
All right.
We will not have those same rights that we have today. So, anyway, I think it's not political that he's being charged right now. He caused it, and it should have happened. And if it hadn't happened, I would have thought it was political.
All right. Hey, Janice, I appreciate you calling.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
You do the same.
Love you.
I love you too, Janice.
Bye.
All right. That is Janice. I don't know why I get a good feeling from Janice. I get a good feeling. And I'm glad that she decided my show was worth calling. Ben says, look, it sickens me to see Negroes so scared of one man. It's not just, number one, nobody's scared of him in that way. But for example, Jewish people should have been, a little scared of Hitler, right? I'm sick of it. No. And when you see the democracy, or at least what we perceive as democracy, being chipped away by this guy, and we see him his tail, taking half of the country with him. Because about half of the people who voted for him. It was close. But we can see what he's actually doing. We can see what he's actually doing. He does not like the form of government that we have. He's twisting it. And he's trying to make it something else. We see that. We see it. And we're sounding the alarm. But half of the people see it another way. Really, I would say probably about a third. A third of the people see what's happening. A third of the people are paying no attention. And then another third of the people, he's bringing them down with his tail. And we're like trying to, everybody pay attention. See what he stands for. See what he believes in. He believes in him. Him and only him. So it's not, oh, Negroes scared of one man. We see what can happen. And that's nothing to be ashamed of. Jill, are you okay? I see a whole lot of stuff from you, and I'm not sure what you're talking about. So are you okay, Jill? Let me see. R-Dub, that Lindsey Graham video looks like Al-Qaeda is standing in the background while he's speaking. He's really emotional. He's really emotional. Let me see. Scroll. All right. Now let's get to First Amendment Fridays. And look, if you don't like First Amendment Fridays, I understand, this might be the part of the show where you decide it's time for me to go elsewhere. I don't need to see these dad blasted First Amendment audits and analyze things and be thinking about our rights and stuff like that. I don't like that. I understand. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. God bless you. Peace. But for those of you who want to stick around, last week we looked at, I still don't know how to pronounce his name, Batusi, however. And he did not want to give up his ID. He stood up for himself. He stood up for his rights. And he said, no, I'm not giving up my ID. And while we were having that conversation, Rashawn, I'm still not sure which, called in and he said, look, if I'm in that situation, man, I ain't messing with all of that. I'm just giving up the ID. Just to make it easy on myself, to make it easy on everybody. I'm just going to give up the ID. And then once I give up the ID, then I'll be allowed to go on about my way. And I said, but once you start giving up rights, it never just ends right there. It never just ends right there with, oh, I'm going to just give up this right. You give an inch, they take a mile. You give a mile, they want 2. You give 2, they want 3. It never just ends right there. And I thought, that was just me talking. And I thought I said to him last week, but even if I didn't, I said, I want to find something to illustrate that point. Which is why some people are out here standing up and fighting for your rights. Some people are taking these hard stances that, some of us look at and say, it's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Just give up your ID, man. You're making things harder than it had to be. Some people are going through all of this so that you don't have to, so that people will follow the laws, follow the rules, respect your rights. So we actually got two of them today. We have 2 audits today. But the first one is not really an audit. It's just an example of you give an inch, they gonna take a mile. Just to show Rashad, to show you, I'm gonna just give up my ID It's not always the way it works. This first one comes from a channel called The Lackluster Channel. The Lackluster Channel. And it's a link to another channel, which I will only know once I see it on the video, okay? So we're going to watch this video, and we'll talk about it for just a moment, even though we won't necessarily have to talk about it because everything, Lackluster does an amazing job of spelling everything out. All right? So let's check it out.
All right, here we go. I got no intention of writing any ticket. I'm going to talk to you back here for a quick second. We'll get you out of here, all right? I'm asking you to get out of the car.
I mean, all those questions are really not necessary. You can follow me if you want.
I don't want to follow
you. It's just like you're harassing me.
What do you do for work?
What do you mean what I do for work?
You have the right to say no. You have the right to say yes.
I said no. Period.
No what?
No.
Welcome back to the Lackluster channel. On January 12th of 2023, a viewer named Ricky was driving on the 494 when he noticed a police cruiser tailing him. Ricky was followed for nearly 5 miles until he merged onto the 169, and Officer Jack Lowry of the Bloomington Police Department finally pulled him over.
Hey man, how's it going? Do you have a driver's license, proof of insurance? I got you. The reason why I stopped you is I just saw you on the center lane there for a little bit. I want to make sure you don't get me driving.
I'm watching traffic. We have people with no headlights pass me. It's like,
I got you. Is this a rental car?
Yeah.
Is this the rental agreement or is this just the... Do you have the rental agreement?
I don't have the revised one.
No?
But I rent them. I have a rental agreement.
Okay. Like I said, I was going to tell you a ways back, but the radio has been bouncing all crazy. Like I couldn't get on the air until we got here. So this is a little bit safer spot. It's not when we get hit by a car. You know what I'm saying? Your license all valid and everything like that? All good to go, right? With valid license and everything? I'm just asking. I'm going to run you. I just want to make sure. Okay. Anytime, man. I'll be back.
Officer Lowry returns to his vehicle to run Ricky's license and learns that it is valid.
License status valid. NCIC person clear.
A few minutes pass, and Officer Taylor Huss arrives as secondary. Lowry now exclaims that this traffic stop is interesting, citing that Ricky was traveling 5 below the speed limit in the center lane, and that his appearance was concerning.
Hey there.
Jack, what's going on?
It's an interesting one. Rental car.
140 status.
4876. Can you send me a crime history? The name of the notes. Rental car, pretty distinct reaction to my presence, and then going like 55 in middle lane, and look at this dude's picture.
What?
He wasn't really cooperative with me at all. Didn't want to tell me where he was coming, where he was going, and let's see. Could be just because he's been pulled over a lot, but it could be just because he's probably been pulled over a bunch. But
Anything on like MRAP or anything?
just PA courts, conviction of a felony of coercion. So in 2010, and nothing since then. So I don't know. That's like traffic stuff, but nothing else. So just gonna do a quick 25 check, and who knows. There's some luggage in the back seat too.
Just what?
Like a couple bags in the trunk area. But just from PA courts and like everything like that, nothing too crazy that I can see.
The officers play with their cell phones for roughly 5 minutes, presumably reading the Minnesota state statutes. Then Officer Lowry decides he's going to attempt to search Ricky's vehicle. When he approaches, he tells Ricky that he has no intention of citing him. This is important later.
He didn't seem super cooperative, so I'm just gonna pull him out and try to talk him out here. I'm gonna go this way. Ricky, right? All right, here we go. I got no intention of writing any ticket. I'm going to talk to you back here for a quick second. We'll get you out of here, all right? I should talk to you back here. Just about your coming and going. I want to make sure we're on the same page. I just want to clear up some things. That's it. I'm asking you to get out of the car. Well, the thing is, I don't really need a reason. No, I don't. I'm badge 363. Like I said, man, I'm just trying to clear up some things. What are you trying to clear up? You're coming and going, but you don't want to talk to me. I'm trying to talk to you man to man. All right. So I just want to talk to you back here, back to your car. I'll get you all the information in a second, man. 363. Officer Lowry. I know, man. I'm not going to try to keep you up there any longer than I have to. Do me a favor. Can you just come around the front here? Thank you. That'd be great.
Ricky exits his vehicle and is told to stand in one of the most dangerous spots you can be on a highway, between two vehicles, not to mention without a coat at midnight in January in Minnesota.
Hey, I know it's cold out here. You might feel the need to put your hands in your pockets. I'll either ask you to put your hands out of your pockets, or I can either pat you down for your safety.
Pat me down, whatever you want.
Okay. So the reason why I'm trying to talk to you out here is because when I tried talking to you the first time, you didn't seem super. Like I tried asking you where you're coming and going, you know? You said you're headed where? Back home?
I'm going home.
And is home with Egan?
No, I have a house over here, man. I mean, all those questions are really not necessary.
Well, again,
I mean, can I get your number?
You know, so you said you're going home?
I'm going home. Period.
Where is your address at home? You said it's not Egan?
No, it's not Egan.
Where can you tell me?
I have an address over here.
Address over here.
Well, you can follow me if you want.
I don't want to follow
you. You know, it's just like you're harassing me.
I'm not trying to harass you.
Yes, you are. I mean, I haven't did anything.
I'm not trying to harass you.
You searched me. I haven't did nothing.
I didn't search you. I just patted you
Yes,
down.
you did. You patted me down. I need your information too.
Hold on.
You have a card
I'm
on
just
this?
asking these questions.
Go ahead. Ask me the question.
So you said over here is
Yeah,
like
over there. I have a house in Bloomington.
in Bloomington.
Yeah, but I don't need to give you my address.
Okay,
My address is right here.
Where are you coming from?
Coming from Lifetime Fitness.
Lifetime Fitness?
Yeah.
Which one?
In Egan.
In Egan?
Edina.
Edina.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you do for work?
What do you mean what I do for work? I have my own business.
What do you do for your business?
Yeah.
Okay. How long have you had this rental car for?
I keep this rental car the whole year.
And then last thing, what's up with the bags? Is it like workout bag?
Yeah, it's workout bags back there. Yeah.
How many bags are they?
I don't know, 3 or 4. It's workout bags.
Let me ask you this: is there anything illegal in the car?
No.
Is there any?
No, it's nothing illegal. It's no guns. None of that. Man, it's cold out here.
I don't know. No marijuana.
No, I don't smoke marijuana.
No coke.
No, I don't do drugs. Dude, I do not do drugs. What's your name?
I'm Officer Larry.
Officer Larry. I'm not sure why you're harassing me.
I'm not trying to harass you.
Yes, you are.
The reason why-
You have me in the fucking cold.
Can I try to
haven't
explain-
did anything.
Can I try to explain to you my regional suspicion?
You can.
Try to explain everything to you
Okay,
right now?
but I'm just saying, what's the
You
reason?
haven't really been super cooperative with me, man. I understand people don't like to
I
do this all
have
the
your.
time.
You got my
Hold on,
license,
let me-
man.
let
It's
me
cold
talk.
as fuck
You have it
outside.
back. You have it back.
It's cold
The reason why I'm
outside.
asking you these things is I want to confirm or dispel any possible suspicions that I may have. Okay.
That's fine.
You haven't been super talkative with me.
I'll have my
Like I said.
attorney contact you about it.
Okay. You haven't been super cooperative with me, all that stuff.
Bro.
And you don't really want to talk to me. It's fine. But I just want to scratch all these
Okay.
boxes. Okay.
Scratch all
so there's
the
nothing
boxes.
illegal in the car.
No.
Okay.
No.
Officer Lowry just claimed that his reasonable suspicion is that Ricky hasn't been cooperative with him. The irony is that this is the perfect example of what does not meet the legal standard of reasonable suspicion. The problem is, not answering questions isn't unlawful. In fact, it's a protected civil right. And now finally, after extending the traffic stop by at least 10 minutes, with his ridiculous investigation, the officer asks for consent to search the vehicle.
You have the right to say no. You have the right to say yes.
I said no. Period.
No what?
No, it's nothing. Dude, I want to. It's cold out here, and you have me out here for no reason. You don't have proper cause. No, you don't.
You keep cutting me off, man. Okay, let's get to this one here. My intention right now is I want to search your car to confirm or dispel any suspicion.
What are you searching my car?
Hold on.
I'm telling you, no, you can't search my car.
Okay, that's fine. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to call my K9, see if there's going to alert
That's
me.
fine if that's what you want to do,
Okay.
but you're doing it for no reason.
Yeah.
I don't have nothing in the car.
Ricky has now refused consent 4 times, but the officer threatens to call a canine to the scene to run a free air sniff. The problem is that the original purpose for the stop ended when the officer told Ricky that he wasn't going to cite him.
Hey, Ricky, I got no intention of writing any ticket.
And now the officer lacks any further reason to keep Ricky detained. A nearly identical situation was heard by the Supreme Court in 2015, which ruled this type of detention unconstitutional and a violation of the Fourth Amendment's prohibition against unreasonable searches and seizures. In this case, it is also possible that the officer asked Ricky to exit his vehicle to expose him to the frigid temperatures, in hopes that the weather would coerce Ricky into consenting to having his vehicle searched. In fact, if that was his plan, it worked. now fed up with being detained for nearly 20 minutes because he drove within the speed limit in the center lane of a 2-lane road. And hey, look at his picture. Standing in 19-degree weather in a hoodie, Ricky finally caves and reluctantly tells the officer to just get it over with.
Okay.
Nothing.
You have the right now. You can hang out right here on the bumper of my car. You can lay in the back of my car with the windows down, with the door open, whatever you want.
Dude,
whatever you feel more comfortable with.
Just search the car if that's going to make you happy. I don't care. Can we just get on with this?
Yes, we can. And I don't want you to feel like
You're very harassing me. Search the car. I have nothing in the car.
Hold on. If you're gonna give me consent to search your car now, I want to make sure I'm not trying to coerce you into it. I want you to know
it's cold out here. I don't want to be in the car. I can get in the car.
Okay.
You have no reason to detain me.
Okay, so let me get so we're on the same page. You're saying that I have the right to search your car.
Yeah, but you have no reason to detain me because I haven't did anything.
Okay.
You have me in the cold. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
Ricky, you keep cutting me off. It's going to just keep taking this longer. You have the right to take away your consent anytime. If you don't want me to do it, you don't have to.
I just said yes.
Okay.
If that's what you want to do.
Hang out here with my partner. I don't want to keep carrying longer than I have to. We'll get you going, okay?
Will you not tear the whole car up?
Yes, sir.
Against his word, the officer tossed the car. After finding nothing but nutritional supplements and chewing gum, Officer Lowry returns.
All right, we're just about done here, man. Last question. The like the bag of pills, or whatever it is. Like I was in the
vitamins.
Yeah,
vitamins.
Kind of, do you know what kind of? What, like,
No, I
brand
don't.
name
You
they
can
are?
take them if you want. I don't
want to take them. I just want to know. You know, like the brand name.
I don't
for
know
them?
the name of them.
You know the name of them?
No.
What kind of vitamins are they?
Just vitamins.
Just random vitamins?
Yeah, just vitamins.
Like, can you help me understand like what kind of
They're
vitamins?
just vitamin C's as far as I know.
Vitamin C capsules?
Yeah. Like I told you, it's nothing illegal.
Well, like I said, man, I'd show no. Just vitamin C capsules.
That's all they are.
You know where you got them from?
GNC. I don't remember the date.
Well, I don't need to know the dish. No idea what kind of brand name they would be, or
No, I do not.
so I'm looking. I'm trying to figure out what they would be. You know?
You can take them if you want, man. You get them out of line. There's nothing wrong with them.
Well, I don't want to take anything from you. It's not anything. You know? 1 second.
Staring at the pills for another minute didn't help, so Ricky was finally set free.
All right, man. I'm not gonna worry about it. I could be a fool. It could be something, or they could be good vitamins. So.
You got a card on you?
I do.
Thank you.
Do you want me to try to explain it to you anymore right now? Or you just...
I'm my attorney. Contact you guys.
Okay.
All I need is your card.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Any questions? No. All right. Have a great night. You're free to go.
You too.
No taking nothing like that. All right.
Ricky returned to his vehicle to find his belongings mostly thrown around on the floor. He then requested the records for the stop, which showed different reported speeds,
55 in middle lane.
alleged multiple crim indicators, consent search on VHIS, and claims that Ricky was warned. Though other than mentioning Ricky was driving within the speed limit in the center lane at the very beginning of the stop,
The reason why I stopped you is I just saw you on the center lane there for a little bit. I want to make sure you don't get me driving.
it was never brought up again. Since the incident, Ricky filed a complaint with the department and contacted the city attorney. And despite the lack of evidence of a traffic infraction and clearly established case law, they find nothing wrong with the stop.
I just saw you on the center lane there for a little bit.
The profiling,
With this dude's picture.
the search,
I'm telling you, no, you can't search my car.
or extension of the stop.
What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to call my K9.
He has also contacted the Minnesota Human Rights Organization and is currently looking for a civil rights attorney. If you'd like to help Ricky, I've linked the full video and his YouTube channel below, as well as a link to his business, 57 Consulting, where he focuses on coaching individuals before and after their incarceration, aiming to help them be successful in parole after their term. If you head over to his platforms, be sure to let him know that I sent you.
I said no. Period.
Know what?
No.
Thanks for watching. If you have a video, use the submit link in the description or pinned comment. If you enjoyed this one, subscribe and hit the bell for future content, and check out our other channels, Lady Lackluster and The Odd Side. Remember to like, share, and leave a comment about what you think of this interaction. It's the easiest way for you to help expose corruption and misconduct. Merchandise is available using the links below. Join the Lackluster family for just $1 if you'd like to further support the channel. Get a Lack logo next to your name, custom emotes, and early access to videos. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. All links are down below.
So, all of that, which was horrible, just absolutely horrible. All of that was horrible. You pull a guy over for driving the speed limit. Well, but a traffic infraction at 55 and a 60 in the middle lane is not a traffic infraction. It's not against the law to go 55 and a 60. It's not. It's not like you have to maintain a perfect 60 in a 60. That's the speed limit. You can't go over that. But driving 55 in a 60 is not hindering traffic. So he pulled him over for nothing. But Rashad, he gave him his ID. And remember last week you said, I would just give him my ID, just get it over with. And remember my response was, but once you give up the ID, then they're going to want to search your car. Now, I'm not going to let them search my car. Well, you say that until you're standing out in the middle of January in Minnesota at midnight with a hoodie on, freezing cold for 20 minutes. And then you're like, man, just search the car, whatever, I'm cold. They know what they're doing when they do stuff like that. It's the same as, well, not the same, but like the reverse of hotboxing. You know, when they put you in the vehicle in the middle of the summer and don't turn on the air and roll up the windows because they want you to do something. Because they know, oh, he's sitting in that heat. Oh, he going to change his mind because he want to get out that heat. He knew what he was doing when he pulled him out that car. I'm going to ask him a million questions that he don't have to answer. He ain't got no business answering. I ain't got no business asking. But he going to be out in the cold wanting to get back in. Eventually, he'll say yes to anything. Eventually, he'll say yes to anything. See, when you give up one right, even though, I mean, he had to give his ID. But my point is, when you give up one right, they want another one. They want another one. He thought I'd give him my ID, you know, we'll get through this whole speeding thing, and then that'll be the end of it. Now we want to search your car. And we want to know where you live. What's your address? Where you work? What do you do for a living? Where are you coming from? Where are you going to? Where'd you buy them pills? You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why people get out here and people fight for your rights to be upheld. And this has already been litigated in the Supreme Court. What he did is not legal. What he did is not legal. So then Ricky will have to sue, and the taxpayers will end up paying some money. The taxpayers will end up paying some money. But this officer, you know, he'll be fine. And hopefully what Ricky does is he makes them change some policies. He puts that in there as well. But yeah, the idea that if I just give up this right, then that'll be the end of it. And look, Ricky was at the point where Ricky gave up a whole lot of stuff. Told Ricky to get out. Ricky didn't want to get out. The stop was actually over at the point where he told Ricky to get out. But Ricky got out. It was wise move. Patted him down. And Ricky said, I ain't got nothing. You can go ahead and pat me down. And Ricky, no, it's just, I'm a volunteer this to make them feel safe. I'm going to volunteer it. They could have did it anyway, sure. But I'm a volunteer. I'm voluntarily giving up some rights to make this go easy. So go ahead, pat me down. Ricky says, I live over here. You can follow me. You can follow me. Again, I got no business following you home. But Ricky just want to get it over with. So he just voluntarily giving up rights. Like, just follow me. I don't care. I'm not doing anything wrong. You can follow me. I'm standing out in the cold for 20 minutes just trying to go home. I don't care. Follow me. It don't matter. Ricky say, no, I don't want you to search the vehicle. But then, go ahead and search the vehicle. Then just get it over with. I don't care. I don't care. Just go ahead and search the vehicle. I give up that right just to get it over with. I will give up that right just to get it over with. I'm just trying to go home. I just want to get this over with. He finds the vitamins. Ricky said, go ahead. Just take the vitamins. I don't care. I'm just trying to get this over with. Go ahead and take the vitamins. He don't want to take the vitamins. You know what I'm saying? It's always, once you start giving up stuff, just voluntarily just giving up stuff, they want something else. It's always something else. You can do this. Well, I don't really want to do that, but I want this. Well, here, you can have that. Well, I don't really want that, but I want this. Well, here, take that. I don't really want that, but what about this? And that was the point that I was making with Rashawn. I think he called yesterday as well. That's the point that I was making to you. Once you give up one, they're not satisfied with that. You easy now. You easy. If he give it up on the first night, I know I can get, you know what I'm saying? That's the mindset. What? I didn't have no right to his ID and he just gave it to me? He didn't fight me or nothing on it. He just said, here. Well, shoot, I know he'd give up the car search. This is why I advocate for people standing up for their rights. Although, look, don't get me wrong. I'm not mad at Ricky, who's the guy in the video. I'm not mad at Ricky at all. It's easy to say, I wouldn't do this and I wouldn't do that when you're not standing on the highway in the middle of January in Minnesota for 20 minutes. It's easy to be like, I ain't giving up nothing. I ain't giving up nothing. You out there freezing. And he just asking you question after question after question just to prolong the stop, to make you colder and colder and colder and colder to the point where he know you gonna say, go ahead, search it. He's talking about, I'm going to call for a K9. He ain't called for no K9. I don't think he ever intended on calling for a K9. Or at least he didn't really intend on waiting for one. He was just going to keep him out there for the next hour if he could have, just asking ridiculous questions. Some people dream the dream. Some people live the dream. And some people defend the dream. And a lot of people who just trying to live the dream, they don't think about defending it. They just trying to go on about their business. But then we criticize the people who are out there defending it. But I got one more for you. That one was pretty much for Rashad. That one was for him, just to show him that you give up one, they want another. That was all that one was for the most part. But I think it was kind of good information for people to see that that kind of thing goes on. But I wanted to play this one from one of my favorite auditors, Long Island Audit. I might skip around a little bit in this one. And this is the one where I have questions for y'all. I don't really have no questions for y'all about the one that we just finished watching, because I think that one kind of speaks for itself. That one speaks for itself. That was, the cop was totally out of line and Ricky wasn't doing nothing wrong. I think that one speaks for itself. I have no questions or anything. Hopefully, I do have one question before I move on. Is there anyone who watched that and thought the cop was right and or justified in his actions? Anybody? Show of hands. Anybody? No? No, nobody. Ben? You watched that? Are you like, yeah, that cop was justified? Yeah, he should have searched that car. He should have been trying to find them vitamins on the internet, on his phone. Nobody? Okay, good. So we don't have to discuss that one. That one's self-explanatory. Cool. Now let's go to the actual audit. Again, this one is Long Island audit. He's at a city building, treasurer's office. And he has an interaction with law enforcement. And I know some of y'all gonna be like, some of y'all might be like, he wrong. And again, I just, hold on. John says that cop was instructed to do that. By whom? I didn't see where he was instructed to do that. I think he decided to do that because of the way that Ricky looked. That was what he kind of said, that his appearance. Old boy has a shaky past. He had a conviction for coercion, 13 years ago. But that was it. Even that's what the cop said. He had a conviction for coercion 13 years ago. We don't have no details about that. But that's not drugs or anything like that. No, that cop just made up his mind that, look at him. He got tattoos on his face. He got bags in the car. He in a rental car. This dude got drugs. He made up his mind based on that. No actual evidence, just based on those factors. But I don't think anyone instructed him to do that. I don't think anyone instructed him to do that. John says, do a quick search on Ricky. Well, I'm not going to do a quick search on Ricky. I know what he saw. I know what he saw because we watched him. Ran his driver's license and said valid. He ran it through his CIS, said, he didn't get no hits on that. And he had one conviction in 2010. That's all the information he had. That's all the information he had. Now, you might know something about Ricky, but he didn't know that. He didn't know any information about Ricky. But all right, let's go to the actual audit. I'm going to fast forward through. Fast forward through some of this stuff. He's going in. He's at the treasurer's office. An issue
when we record them. Let's hope that's not the case here today. Let's take a look around.
Hi. Is there something I can help you with?
Who are you, ma'am?
I'm the supervisor here.
You're a supervisor?
Mm-hmm.
And your name?
Tawana.
Tawana? No, Tawana, I'm okay. I don't need any help with anything at the moment.
Are you recording the office? Or
yeah, I'm taking some pictures and video of the facility here. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Was there something we can help you out with?
No, I don't need any help in particular, no. There's nothing in particular that I need help with.
Okay.
What kind of services, actually I do have a question. What kind of services do you offer here to the public?
This is the county treasurer's office, so this is where you would come to renew your plate registration, to do for your vehicle registration, your car titles, and your property tax.
Okay, property tax, car titles, registration. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thanks. Yeah. Thanks, Tawana. Appreciate it. So the supervisor, Tawana. If I'm going to be using my camera?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, using me on your camera, like for purposes like that, you'll probably have to get like some kind of permission.
For what purpose?
Well, because You haven't asked my permission to record me?
Oh, I definitely didn't ask your permission, but I would just, I am recording, but I would just say two things. Is that number one, I didn't like come up to you and start talking to you or anything. Mm-hmm. You pretty much knew I was recording before you came up to me, right?
Well, I just wanted to know that I wanted to ask.
Well, that's what you asked me.
Help. I just asked you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then number two, we're on public here. I counted at least 15 cameras in this office here. Mm-hmm. So you didn't get my permission to take my picture, right? Or anybody else's permission, because it's public. It's a public area, so you just take people's pictures without.
With the questions, or?
I'm not. I don't want to interview anybody. That you came up to me. That's why you asked me if I needed help, and I was like, I'll just ask, since you're the supervisor, what services you offer here to the public. But other than that, I didn't really need to interview anyone. No.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. So
now, do we think Tawana did a good job?
She came back. Tawana, she does seem nice.
Do we think Tawana did a good job? I think Tawana did a good job. I'm not against anybody coming up to people, asking them exactly what it is that they're doing. So I think Tawana did a good job. I got no problem with what Tawana said, what Tawana did. She has a slight misunderstanding of the fact that you're in public, so no one needs your permission to record you. But other than that, like, she wasn't rude or anything like that. So are we okay with Tawana? I'm okay with Tawana. I think Tawana did a decent job. Are we okay with Sean? He's the auditor so far. And I know some of y'all are like, why would he even be in there? If I was in there at the DMV or whatever, I wouldn't want nobody recording me. So, are we okay with Sean so far? Or we still got problems with Sean? But I'm okay with Tawana and Sean so far. All right, here go the police.
How you guys doing?
How are you?
Good. I'm assuming you were called for me, right?
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, so what's going on?
Oh, much. Can I get your names and badge numbers, please?
Yeah, I'm Officer Vincent, 1818.
Vincent?
Dennis, 1771.
Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. Yeah.
So what are you up to?
Nothing much. Just taking some pictures and video here. That's all.
You have business here at the DMV?
Yeah, I have business. Yeah.
Are you conducting that business right now?
Yeah, for sure.
What? Can I ask you why you're not in line going to the...
Oh, because I'm just taking some pictures and video right now. That's why.
Why are you doing that?
You ask a lot of questions. I'm not. Because
we got a call.
Yeah, you got a call.
Concerned about you.
I spoke to a supervisor already.
Okay.
So I didn't know if that was. Spoke to Tawana over there. So I spoke to her. I let her know. My name is Sean. I'm an independent journalist. I'm just working on a story here in the DMV and in the county complex in general.
Okay.
Yeah. That's basically it, guys.
So your business is, you're doing like some journalism.
Independent journalist.
You don't have business with titling a car or anything like that?
No, not at this time, no. No, just an independent journalist.
That's what I meant if I asked you any business here. What they do here.
Oh, no, directly with them?
Yeah.
No, not directly with anyone here at the Treasurer's office, excuse me. Okay. Not with anyone here. Yeah. So what was their concern?
I was just suspicious. So they call 911. So
it's not very often that somebody's recording everything that's going on in the Treasury.
Oh, but they do it. I counted at least, 15, 20 cameras has got to be in this one area.
Why do you think that is?
Okay, so far, that first officer did a great job, in my opinion. That first officer did a great job. He had questions. He asked those questions. He's trying to get an understanding of exactly what's going on. So, but he's not being rude. He's not trying to violate anybody's rights or anything like that. He just had questions. Sean's being a little cagey. He's being a little cagey, but he doesn't have to tell these people what he's doing or why he's doing it. You know what I'm saying? Imagine me walking up to you walking down the street, and I'm like, why you walking down the street? Where you going? Well, why you going there? I don't have to tell you that. So he's being a little cagey, but he's still not necessarily being rude. Even though he's got a right to be rude too, but he's not doing it. But I thought the first officer did a good job. Are we okay with the first officer so far? Yes? No? We good with Sean so far? I see Pamela. Pamela says independent journalist, not with the media. And that's important to you. Is that important to you? And if so, why? If so, why? But let's go back to the video.
Not sure.
There's money here, right?
I have no idea if there's money here.
It's a treasurer's office, so there's money.
I'm sure there's money. There's money everywhere we go, right? I mean, everybody's conducting.
By the sheer name of it, treasurer's office.
Yeah.
There's obviously money here. Right?
Oh yeah, obviously money. Yeah, but I mean.
So that would be the reason why they'd have cameras.
Okay.
Because there's a lot.
Well, there's cameras everywhere, right?
But there's a lot of money. That's in this.
You have a camera on you. Does that mean you have a lot of money on you right now? No, it's for.
Am I debating with you right now, sir?
I'm not trying to debate with you. I'm just trying to tell you that you have a camera on you. That doesn't mean that you have a lot of money on you. I would actually wager that you don't have a lot of money on you.
No, but you just said that there are probably 20 cameras here.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot.
One camera on me, and you know why there's a camera on me.
And now you know why there's a camera on me, right?
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Because
I just told you.
Because you're an independent journalist.
There you go. There you go.
What are you journalizing?
Oh,
I used to be a journalist myself.
Oh, really? And now you're a law enforcement officer. I cannot reveal my story. It might compromise it at this time, so I can't reveal it at this time. But it might compromise it. As a journalist, I'm sure you know.
Based on that there's a lot of money here, I'm asking you to leave because I don't feel comfortable with you recording everybody while there's business being conducted.
You don't feel comfortable?
That's what I just said. Yes, I didn't stutter.
Yeah, but what about it is that you don't feel comfortable about? Can you bring a camera into a casino, sir? A casino would be private property. Yeah. So let me explain to you. Let me educate you really quick. So casino would be. Yeah, sure, no problem. So casino would be a private business, correct? It's private. It's owned by a company, a person. They can make their own rules and everything of that nature. This would be a public building owned by the public. I have freedom of press. It's under the First Amendment, which you took an oath to uphold. Not as a journalist, but
I took an oath to uphold the freedom
the Constitution. Yeah, that's for sure. You didn't know that?
No.
You didn't know you took an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States?
I took an oath to protect and serve, yes.
Yeah, and to uphold the Constitution of the United States, sir. That's correct. You did take an oath to do that, or at least you should have. And
what school do you go to?
What school did I go to?
Yeah, what school do you go to?
What school do I go to?
Yes.
Oh, I don't go to any school. I'm independent. Okay. That means that I work for myself. It's my business. I do it myself.
So you're an auditor? Is that what you're telling me?
I'm an independent journalist. Independent journalist, yeah.
Okay. Like I said before, I'm asking you to leave. Are you refusing to leave?
Yeah, can I speak to a supervisor? Because this is a public building. I have every right to be here just like anyone else in this building that has a right to be here. The only difference is that I'm holding a camera.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the deputy? So you guys are with Omaha police, and you said the deputy of the county is coming? So there's a sheriff's office. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get a understand. There's sheriff's office, and then there's the police. So sheriff's for the county, and then the police for the city. Gotcha. So why don't you feel comfortable with a camera? You have one on you, and there's cameras, like you said. There's cameras everywhere, right?
Because you could be scoping the place out to rob the place. That's why.
But couldn't I? If don't you think? Listen, I know you. I don't know if you've been a law enforcement officer for a long time or not. 20 years. So you were a journalist, and now you're a law enforcement officer. So now you've been a law enforcement officer for 20 years, and you're still an officer, right? You're not a supervisor or anything. So you're not an investigator or anything. But I would say that just, I'm not a law enforcement officer, but I would say if somebody wanted to scope out the place to do harm or commit a crime, I would suspect that they would do so in secret, right? That they would secretly record. They wouldn't openly record, right? They wouldn't just say, let me draw the most attention to myself possible so that way I can stake this place out and come back, tell you my name is Sean, I'm on camera, I'm not hiding my face or anything. Does that make any sense? It doesn't. It really doesn't.
Does it make any sense? No. But people
It doesn't.
do things that don't make sense at all. And
Nobody would do that.
still-
I've never heard of it,
Really?
and nobody would do
You
it.
can speak for everybody then?
No one would.
Nobody
No one would come in the broad daylight to scope out a place with their face showing, speaking to law enforcement officers, speaking to the supervisor, giving you my name. No one would have done that.
Okay, just because you gave me my name, that's enough for me? To know
It
who
should
you
be
are?
enough for you.
Is it enough for me to know who you are?
Do you think I'm committing any crimes? Do you suspect me of committing any crimes? Yeah, Sean. Yeah.
What's your last name, Sean?
I'm not gonna give it. Not gonna give it. No.
Why not?
Because I don't provide my full name or my driver's license unless I've been suspected of committing a crime, and I'm definitely not. Do you have a crime that do you suspect me of committing?
Well, that's what we're investigating right now, I guess.
Yeah, but you don't have a specific, a reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime that you suspect me of committing, right?
I just explained to you what I suspect, didn't I?
No, you suspect. That was your concern. You had a concern of that, but you have no reasonable, articulable suspicion that I would be robbing the place just by taking pictures. That's not.
Really?
Yeah.
No, you're incorrect, sir.
So what's your reasonable, articulable suspicion that I'm committing a crime?
It's suspicious what you're doing right now.
So it's suspicious.
Even though you're
But suspicion is not a crime, sir. That's
You
not
just
a.
said
It's not a
reasonable,
crime.
articulable
Well, suspicion of a crime. You missed the last part. Of a crime. There's a last part to it. It's of a crime. It's not reasonable suspicion, articulable suspicion.
You're not going to educate me.
I am educating you here today. That's for sure. I'm going to. That's part of my
You have
job.
no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, for sure, sir. I do know what I'm talking
so why
about.
did you go to
You didn't even know you took an oth to the United States Constitution and the First Amendment.
The city of Omaha, sir.
You took an oath to.
I'm not a federal agent.
It doesn't matter. You still take an oath to uphold the United States Constitution. We live in America, sir. You take an oath to uphold that Constitution.
We do live in America.
Yeah, and we have certain freedoms in this country, and I'm exercising one of those freedoms. So you, as a law enforcement officer who's supposed to protect those freedoms, shouldn't be questioning me in this way, and shouldn't be suspecting me of armed robbery or casing the place when I'm obviously not.
So you spoke to a supervisor?
Yeah, Tawana. Yeah, Supervisor Tawana. I told her I was taking some pictures and video here. She came and talked to me. That's correct.
Let me pause it for just a minute. I'm looking at some of the comments. Some of y'all are irritated with Sean. He's annoying you. Like, why is he doing that? Again, he's out there defending your rights. Because you have to understand, he's in a public place. He has a right to be there, and he has a right to record. I know a lot of y'all think you don't actually have that right. And a lot of police believe that you don't actually have that right. But you do. And so what he's doing is he is exercising his rights. And here's what the police probably should have done. This is what they should have done. Just, come up to him and ask him what he's doing. He explains it. And they say, that's your right. Have a great day. And if they want to stand around, whatever. But to tell him, I think you scoping the place. I'm concerned you trying to rob the joint and all of that kind of stuff. They're the ones who are actually out of line. They're the ones who are actually out of line. And I saw somebody ask, I think it was Jeannie, but I'm not 100% sure, what state is this in? I don't remember what state this is in, but he travels the country. And he does this all over the country. Because the Constitution is valid in every part of the country. So if there is a law that says you can't do what the Constitution guarantees you the right to do, that is an unconstitutional law. That's an unconstitutional law. And he is challenging people. Well, actually, he's educating people on what the law is. He's educating law enforcement on what the law is. And he's challenging law enforcement when they try to violate his rights. And I know it seems annoying, but again, if they just come in and they say, what are you doing? And he says, I'm exercising my rights. And they understand that that is his right. And they say, we got a call. We checked it out. You're not doing anything wrong. Go on about your business. Then this whole interaction over like that. Does that make sense to anybody? Does that make sense to anyone? LaDonna says, can we pass on this one and go to another one, please? No. We got to finish this one out. We got to finish this one out. It's important to finish this one out. You'll see why. Let's play.
Same way I talk to you.
Anyone ask you to leave?
No one asked me to leave. Why would they ask me to leave? It's a public building. Everybody has a right to be in a public building. We have a right to be here. We have a right to check up on our government. That's another First Amendment right. Oh, I'm causing a disturbance now. I doubt that. See, what happens is that you can't come in here and then cause the disturbance and then say that disturbance is on me. You can't. There might be a disturbance, but you are the ones causing it, not me. I'm just walking around taking. What was I doing when you walked in?
You're based on that, on your opinion. Someone called us because they're suspicious of you.
Suspicious? What is suspicious about me?
You're recording in a building that has money. Like I said, why am I repeating myself over and over?
So you're recording in a building that has money makes me suspicious. That's what you're saying, officer.
How many other people have you seen acting like yourself today, recording millions of people?
I have no idea. I haven't ran into any journalists. I wouldn't know.
So,
who knows?
So
the world's a big place.
Doing this today?
Oh, sure. I'm the only person that I've seen taking pictures and videos today. Well, now I've seen 2 more people taking pictures and video inside the treasurer's office. You 2, right? You both.
Part of my job, right?
This is part of my job. That's what you're not understanding. This is part of my job.
I'm pretty certain. What's your name, sir?
My name is Sean. Yeah.
Sean, I'm pretty certain this isn't your job.
Oh, this is my job for sure. This is my job. Oh, yes, I do.
Who do you get paid by?
Who do I get paid by?
You repeating yourself already leaves me suspicious that you're getting paid for this.
Okay, you can believe what you want.
Yeah, just like you obviously believe in what
you can believe what you want. I don't get get funded by the public. If that's what you're asking, like you do.
No, I didn't ask if you were getting funded by the public. I asked you who was paying you.
Well, that's my business, and
since you're an independent journalist.
Yeah, that's mine. That's my business. That means I pay myself. Independent. That means I work for myself. I own a business.
How do you pay yourself, Sean?
Sorry about that, sir. You have a good day.
How do you pay yourself?
Well, what is that business? What is that any business of yours, officer? I don't understand. What is that any?
It's your job.
It is my job.
To get it, to have a job, you must get paid for that, right?
And I told you I did.
Yeah.
So I don't have to explain to you how, my bank account number or anything like that.
Did I ask you your bank account
number? No, but I don't have to explain to you anything. I owe you no explanation.
Okay.
I'm not causing a disturbance. I'm not raising my voice.
I mean, you don't have to answer.
I know I don't. It's another right I have that you didn't take an oath to uphold the Constitution, though. But so I guess you wouldn't respect that Fifth Amendment, right?
You obviously don't respect what I just asked you to do, and that's to go ahead and take your business elsewhere since you're not here.
You have no authority. You have no authority to tell me to leave a public building. You're going to learn that.
Oh, I'm going to learn it?
Yes.
Okay.
You need to understand that there's certain ways to handle situations, and maybe 20 years and you're not in a supervisor position, that's concerning. But maybe it's because it's very concerning. But
why would that be concerning?
Because why aren't you? But
why do you think that is?
Could be anything. I don't know. When I pull your jacket, we'll see why that is. But it's okay. When I pull your jacket and I pull your body camera footage and you become my story, and the world sees it, then we will find out why you're not a supervisor. But maybe it's an innocent reason. Maybe it is. Or maybe it's because you treat the public how you're treating me.
How did I treat you, Sean?
You're insinuating that I'm committing some sort of robbery, encasing the place.
I never said you committed a robbery. I said you're suspicious. It's very suspicious what you're doing. That's what I said, right?
Yeah, that you said I'm casing the place.
I said it's possible that you were casing the place.
Sure.
All right, I'm pausing here because as you see, the sheriff has shown up now. The sheriff has shown up. This is a city police officer. The county sheriff shows up. But I wanted to address a few of the comments that I saw coming through. Someone says, has he tried this in a bank? A bank is not a public place. It's privately owned. Most banks that I know of are privately owned. So there's a difference between, like, remember when the guy asked him about a casino and he said, no, that's privately owned. And that person said, well, he couldn't come into my office building and do that. It's private. It's private. But if it's public and you're allowed to be there, you should be able to record. And that person also said, I don't think it will fly in the federal building either. He's gone into many federal buildings. He's gone into many federal buildings and did the same thing. It's public. It's public. That's why we doing this. So that, to get this into y'all head. If it's public and he's allowed to be there, he can record. That's really the main point of this, so that y'all understand this. If it's public and he's allowed to be there, he can record. If it's open to the public, he's allowed to be there, he can record. Not in your house, that's private. Not in Walmart, that's private. Not at the bank, that's private. Not in your corporately owned office building, that's private. Not at Kroger, that's private. If it's public and he's allowed to be there, he can record. All right? And what you had was that officer trying to match wits. But he didn't have the law on his side. Now the sheriff comes in and he gonna kind of show him how it's done. And that's what you'll see. All of this other stuff that we watched didn't even have to happen. Check out the sheriff.
You all have it on video, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can look back and see what it said.
The people will see. But how you doing, Deputy? Hey, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. Can I get your name and badge number, please, sir?
Yeah, my name is Deputy Coffee, S716.
Okay, Deputy. Hi, how are you? So I was just explaining to this officer, I'm an independent journalist. I'm taking some pictures and video. I'm exercising my First Amendment right. Did you take an oath to the United States Constitution, sir? Okay, I just want to make sure, because he didn't take one, he says. So I'm just exercising my First Amendment right, just checking up on my government, working on a story here. I'm not bothering anybody. I'm in the publicly accessible areas, and definitely not casing the places he's trying to say that I'm trying to do. But again, just taking some pictures and video. There's no issues with that, correct, right, Deputy?
There is not.
Thank you, I appreciate that. So,
see, that's how it should be done. See what the sheriff said? He said, ain't no issue with that. Sheriff says, there is none. And that should have been the end of that whole interaction. All of that stuff that we've watched so far was because that officer doesn't know the law. He just doesn't know it. He genuinely doesn't know it. The sheriff did it. That's how it's supposed to be done, because he knows the law.
Yeah, like I said, there's a way to de-escalate the situation and to handle things properly. And to
Pull my jacket. How's that?
I will. Of course I will. Why wouldn't I? But I'm just saying,
You'll see that what you're saying is incorrect.
Okay, I hope so. I hope it is incorrect.
You do not hope so.
I wouldn't want.
The problem here.
No, I'm not causing a disturbance. You're saying I'm causing a disturbance, but I'm not.
Condescending.
I'm not condescending. You came to talk to me.
Yeah,
I didn't want to.
Because I explained to you point blank exactly what you're doing and what people are concerned about.
Yeah,
Yet
it was
argue with me.
No, because it was concerning to me. There was a lot of things that you said, officer, that were very concerning to me. You were saying that you didn't take an oath to uphold the United States Constitution, that you took an oath only to the city of Omaha. You told me that I was casing the place. You told me that I needed to leave because you don't feel comfortable that I'm around money and that I'm taking pictures. There's money in this building. You said that, correct? And you said you don't feel comfortable, so you were saying you're asking me to leave. That's right. Okay. So all those things are worrisome. All those things are worrisome to me. This is a county building. He's a county deputy. He doesn't have an issue with it because he knows the law. He understands that I have a right to be here. I'm not bothering anyone. You can't just come here and say that I'm creating a disturbance when I'm not. I'm not. No one said that.
Well, you did create a disturbance.
I didn't.
You're concerning everybody that's in here. Okay.
So by me taking pictures, that's a disturbance.
Well, obviously, if someone called us and they were concerned.
They were concerned. That's their right to be concerned.
Drive by and just say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna talk to Sean here because I don't think what Sean's doing here is.
Oh, I'm sure somebody did call you, but I'm saying people can have their concerns, and that's fine. People can be concerned. I'm concerned about the government with all their cameras, but I don't call law enforcement every time. It's okay. It's a teaching moment for everyone, right? I don't know what I could have done differently other than this is my right to do so, right? I have a right to do it, so why wouldn't I do it? That's the point. It's that you're part of the government, so are you, deputy. You guys are part of the government. Everybody here is part of the government. It's my right.
Elderly people can bend.
It's my right to check up on my government, and that's all I'm doing here today. That's it.
Okay. Good luck to you then, Sean. Huh?
All right. Well, you take care now. Have a great day. Thank you, Deputy, for coming. I appreciate it. Yep.
Have a good day.
You too, Deputy. Stay safe out there, okay? Told you were going to get educated. It's a good thing. It's a good thing to get educated.
Always good.
It's a good thing. It's always a learning experience. All right, guys. So
All right. So that was our First Amendment audit for today. Yeah, that's Long Island audit. Sean Paul Reyes is his name. I'm not giving out any information. He gives it out on his audits from time to time. But yeah, all of that stuff. Yeah, what happened when the sheriff, who actually knew the law, came in? He said, you ain't doing nothing wrong. And if it would have just been him, he'd have said, all right, you're not doing anything wrong. Have a good day. But then you have officers who don't know the law, who, then want to match wits with somebody. I mean, just enforce the law. Just enforce the law. And if he's not breaking a law, and that's another thing I need y'all to understand. If police don't actually suspect that you're breaking the law, that you're about to break the law, or you just finished breaking the law, if you're not a suspect in a crime, they just looking at you like, that's kind of funny. But you think he breaking the law? No, I don't think he breaking the law. They're really not supposed to bother you. Now, again, I do understand, what I'm saying? You see something that look a little suspicious, you go over and you say, hey, how you doing? Whatever. But if there's no crime, you're not supposed to be bothering people. They are law enforcement. They're supposed to enforce the law and protect your rights. That's what they're supposed to do. That's what they're supposed to do. I know a lot of people, but when the police come up to you and the police, if you haven't violated the law, they got nothing for you. If you're not a suspect, because look, I understand, the whole you fit the description thing, even though I believe that's overused. But I mean, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? If they have a description of a short black dude with kind of a funny hairline with a hoodie on, with a red shoe on it. There's a shoe on this. With a shoe on it. And I'm walking down the street just minding my own business and I ain't did nothing and they come up to me like, oh, you fit the description. Okay, you're right. I mean, they might not tell me what the description is, but they're right. I fit the description and they can detain me and kind of question me and, then be like, okay, he's not the guy. They supposed to just leave me alone. So that I understand. But other than that, just because I look funny to them, ooh, the way he walking look like he might be up to something. That's not a reason. That's not a reason. So what I see a number of y'all, I see R. Allen, he says, what's up? I saw Brian in here. Brian called out the walk of shame before I could. Yes, he did the walk of shame. Vincent thought Sean was being passive aggressive, which I guess he was. That little white cop can't stand that intelligent black guy. Brian says supporting and testing your rights is not a disruption. And even if the person doing it is annoying, a butthole or whatever, he has rights. Annoying person is not a criminal offense. Few cops know the law, especially as it pertains to rights. Jeannie says, Awesome. But I'm still glad he's no longer talking. LaDonna says, I understand what he was doing, but his voice is annoying. But don't y'all understand? Look, maybe y'all don't understand. I watch a lot of these. So I understand why he uses that voice. I understand exactly why he uses that very calm monotone voice. I was watching one that he did it. And this is just a little background information for y'all who, y'all don't watch this stuff. I was watching one where he had gotten body cam video and he had been confronted by law enforcement. And then the law enforcement went and they did one of their huddles. And one of the law enforcement officers said, you see, what's so annoying about him is he's calm. Like, he's not ranting and raving. He doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't use profanity. He's not doing anything for us to get him on. Like, if he would just raise his voice, we could get him for disturbing the peace. If he would just use some profanity, then we could try to get him for disturbing the peace or disorderly conduct. But he's just being all calm. They were really, really upset because he was using that voice. One of these days, I'll see if I can run across the video where the officer was saying that. But yeah, that's what they were saying. See, that's the problem. He's calm. He's using a calm voice. He's not yelling. He's not using profanity. He's not, any of that kind of stuff. We could get him if he would do that. So that's why he uses that voice. That's why he uses that. He tries his best to remain. Like when the dude said, you're creating a disturbance. How can you say that me talking like this is creating a disturbance? Me and you standing right here. I'm not yelling. I'm not raising my voice. My voice doesn't sound agitated. I'm using no profanity with you. But you're going to maintain that this is causing a disturbance. And that's why that voice for him comes in handy. So it feels, Vincent says, uppity. Jeannie says, don't say monotone. Customers always told me my voice was monotone. But he understands police are looking for something to arrest somebody for. I watched a video yesterday, as a matter of fact, where the police arrested a guy for yelling at them. Just them on the street. And the cop got up in his face and he's like, and the cop's like, you better lower your voice. And he's like, but you're yelling at me. And he turned around and he slapped the cuffs on him. You're causing a disturbance. We're taking you down for causing a disturbance. Just because he elevated his voice. So he has figured out that, hey, they will arrest you for raising your voice. So I'm not going to raise my voice. And you can probably beat that charge, but you can get arrested for it. So yeah, that's why he uses that voice. I'm sure that's part of the reason why he uses that voice. He done figured out how to push those buttons by being calm, like the I'm not touching you. Okay, so how do we feel about that? How do we feel about that? How do we feel about people testing their rights? How do we feel about people going into public places and recording? How do we, it's because I know somebody out there is like, oh man, he's so out of line. I wouldn't want to be at the DMV and some dude standing back there with a camera. How many of y'all feel like that? How many of y'all feel like that? I wouldn't want to be somewhere. I'm at the DMV or, I'm in City Hall with somebody. I'm trying to pay my water bill and somebody's standing there with a camera. How many of y'all feel like he's out of line for going places like that? I wouldn't want to be in the post office and somebody just standing there in a corner recording. How many people feel like that? Nikki says, me. She says, what about my rights? Nikki, what rights are you talking about? What rights? And there's no wrong answer. I'm doing this because I want us to have these discussions, because I know that there's a lot of misunderstanding. So I'm just curious. I get that you wouldn't like it. There are some people who don't like it. I'm annoyed. I'd leave if I find out I'm being recorded. People weird. Okay. I don't think that's true. Lady K, I don't think you'd leave if you find out people are recording. Nikki says, I don't like it. Okay, and again, I get that. But you said, what about my rights? What rights are you concerned about with regard to someone recording you? Let me just get to it. You know that's not a violation of your rights. There's no expectation of privacy in public. So anywhere you are in public, you can't, but what about my privacy? What about my right to privacy? You're in public. And it's been ruled many times. There is no expectation of privacy in public. Lady K, the reason I said that I don't believe that you would leave if you found out that people were recording is because they're always recording. They're always recording. When you go into the post office, they're recording. When you go into City Hall, they're recording. When you walk down the street, I think you have to expect that you are on someone's camera 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, except when you're in your house. And sometimes even then. Lady K says, not to my knowledge. You don't ever see them cameras. They be right there. They be pointed at you. We look at them all the time. We don't pay much attention to them. Like when your smoke detector batteries are low and you see so many cameras a day that you really just block them out. You know that they're recording and you see it. So even to your knowledge, they're recording you and you don't leave. Janice says, I can't get paid for a private citizen using my likeness for profit. Not if they did it in public. You don't have a right to, you don't have a right to privacy in public. You just don't. You just don't. Brian says they record in Kroger. I would argue probably everywhere you go, you have to expect that you're being recorded. Everywhere you go. Use the ATM, you're recorded. And you don't be like, oh, they record me, I'm not going to go get no money. You know they recording you, and you still do it. So to say, I know I'm playing semantics, but to say, if I know I'm being recorded, I'm going to leave. No. Mike says, our biggest interaction problem in the world is giving people the right to be who they are. I'm not sure what that means. If they are making money off your likeness, you can have them remove it or blower you out. I think you meant blur. And you might be able to do that. You might not. There are certain parameters. Like YouTube might have them do that, but that's not a law. That's just a YouTube policy. And there is a difference. This is very important. There is a difference between law and policy. So YouTube's policy might be blur people out if they don't want to be on there. if they file some sort of whatever. That's a YouTube policy. That's not a law. Not a law. Lady K says, I was saying if someone other than security is recording me, I'm uncomfortable. Why are you comfortable with security recording you, but not comfortable with people who can get access to those security cameras recording you? Lady K says you can get your likeness or image trademarked, but if you're in public, think about, what do they call them? Paparazzi. A lot of those celebrities have their images trademarked, and people sell those images. The paparazzi will see them in public walking down the street. Chicka, 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 chicka. That was my camera sound. I thought it was decent. It was a little harsh, but chicka, chicka, chicka. They take pictures of them and then they sell them to the tabloids. They're in public. They own the rights to their likeness, but they can have their picture taken in public and profit from it. And they don't force them to blur anything out because that's not the law. That's not the law. People recorded by news crews on opening day all out in the streets, and they didn't have to go through and blur all of those people out, and they didn't have to get their permission. You're in public. You're in public. Lady K says, usually there's a reason security is recording. But my point is, so say you go to City Hall, security, camera recording you. You don't want me recording you, but you're okay with security recording you. You know, I can put in a request and I can get that security camera of you. Did you know that? So what's the difference between they camera taking it and my camera taking it? I understand people feel a way about it, but it feels unreasonable to me. What do you think I'm going to do with your picture? That I couldn't do if I got the security cam. What do you, in your mind, what am I doing with the picture that's so off-putting? Just that I'm taking it? I don't understand. I don't understand. Chicka, chicka, chicka. That was good. Chicka, chicka, chicka. That was good. Them good sound effects. Them good sound effects. You can say what you want to say, but them some good sound effects. Lady K said, I'm not okay with it, but if I have to go in there, then so be it. All right. Let me see. Anthony said, you're a little shady, Eat. What I do that was shady? What I do that was shady? Let me see. I got Brent calling in. My guess is this is about wrestling, which would be good as far as I'm concerned. Brent.
Good afternoon, Emanuel. How are you doing today?
I'm fantastic. And you?
Oh, I'm doing good, doing good. It is about that time for the wrestling report. Day 2. WrestleMania edition.
WrestleMania.
Yeah. So, well, before we get to WrestleMania, to clear up one thing, yesterday we were talking about Means and his use of the move called the Goozle. Well, you might, and you did a pretty good job of demonstrating it. I went back and watched it a little bit. But it's also known as the Tongan Death Grip.
Okay.
So you might know it underneath that name.
I'm gonna have to look him up.
Yeah, I actually found a couple of clips. I'll just post it to your page so you can see it.
All right.
So you can check it out. But that brought up to another side question before we get into WrestleMania. If gorgeous Rick Rhodes needed the services of a female manager, who would he choose? Would he choose Sherry Martel, Miss Elizabeth, or Miss Jackie?
If those were my only choices, of course I would choose Miss Jackie. But if I had a choice of all the female managers over, the history, I would choose China.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Or what about Raka Khan? I forgot about her in Impact. Oh, my goodness.
I never really watched Impact, so I'm not familiar with her.
Okay, she was about, 6'5". She was a tall black woman, so she was very imposing. But let's get right into it. Let's look at the 5 matches of note for WrestleMania Day 2. And I'm looking at the lineup on SportsIllustrated.com, and the first match I want to mention, they have it as Lesnar versus Osmos. so Sports Illustrated misspelled Brock Lesnar's name.
And Omos, apparently.
Yeah, Omos. I call him almost. I don't know what he's supposed to be or what he even could be. But
I don't either.
But yeah. So who you? Go ahead.
I think Brock is leaving soon, so he's gonna give the rub to Omos to make him the big monster in the company. So I'm going with Omos.
Okay. I'm going with Brock because he may leave for a little bit and come back, but he's been jobbed out pretty much the last 3 matches, I think it is.
Okay.
Which is, to my surprise. But, hey, you getting $2 million a match, hey, job me out. I don't care.
$2 million,
yeah. Yeah, so the next match is a triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. You have Gunther versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. Who you got?
I don't know, but for some reason, I'm going with Sheamus.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know I don't really have a good reason. I just feel like Sheamus has been getting a lot of love lately, so I feel like that's the direction they're gonna go. Because I think they're probably gonna have Gunther chase Cody for the title.
Okay, so that leads into the main event, and Gunther, he used to be more imposing than what he has been. It was like he's on that Dick Gregory. I guess Vince McMahon got in his ear and made him lose a bunch of weight. And I know their last match with the two of them was brutal at the pay-per-view. It was absolutely amazing the amount of punishment they gave each other.
Yes.
Okay, so on to the Raw Women's Championship match. We have the champion Bianca Belair, who is already the longest black champion in all of wrestling, versus Asuka. But if she wins this match, she will be the longest women's champion of black champion of any division, whether it's women or men's at all, which is interesting. So who you got?
I think they're giving it to Asuka. They're giving it to Asuka.
Okay.
I just feel like they feel like it's her time. Like I say, they done jobbed her out enough too, where she used to be invincible. You're not ready for Asuka. Now it's like, hey, everybody ready for Asuka. So they have to build her back up.
Yeah, Asuka is another one who never should have lost to Charlotte Flair.
No, she shouldn't.
Because that killed all of her momentum. She was no longer this phenom. She was just a regular wrestler.
Yes.
So on to the main event. You have the reigning, defending, undisputed champion, head of the table, Roman Reigns versus Dusty Little Boy, Cody Rhodes. Who do you got in that one?
I got Cody. I got him giving it to Cody. It's WrestleMania. Roman had the title for, ever. And Cody, the narrative that they've been painting is being able to do what the American Dream could never do. So the American Nightmare is taking up that mantle. And yeah, I'm going with Cody. Plus, I was hearing in I think I was watching WrestleMania, and they were saying it looks like Roman is about to take a break as well. And so I believe they're giving it to Cody.
So will there be any shenanigans?
Now, here's what I tell you. I don't know. But here's what I tell you what they should do. Here's what they should do. They should somehow make it a triple threat. Even though nobody has the money in the bank now, but that would have been the perfect way. They should have made it a triple threat. and then had both people simultaneously pin Roman, thus they can split the titles apart again.
Yeah.
They won't do that.
Yeah.
But I don't think there'll be any shenanigans. I think Cody's going to win it.
Okay, and last one on WrestleMania, are you taking the over or under for 3.5 Crossroads to defeat Roman Reigns?
I'm taking the over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking the over. Because they still want Roman to be that guy. And so you gotta like really pour it on and say, it took 5 Crossroads to beat him. So that way you still maintain that air of superiority.
All right. Oh, and we forgot one match real quick. Edge versus Finn Balor. Not just Finn Balor, but we have the Demon. Finn Balor in the Hell in a Cell match.
Well, if he's coming out with Gangrel, see, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The Demon is undefeated.
Yep.
Do they really want to make the Demon lose? It doesn't hurt Edge, who's well on the backside of his career, to lose to the Demon. But I think it kind of hurts the Demon to lose to the Vampire Edge.
Well, the Demon did lose one time against Samoa Joe in NXT. One of the few times I watched NXT. But he did lose that one time. But on the main roster, yes, the Demon has never lost.
I'm going with Balor.
All right. Yeah, Edge is older. He needs to give the rub to Balor. He lost a lot of his steam early on, so maybe this will get him back up and elevate him to at least get a title back on him. He needs a title to continue on. But that's all I have for you.
All right.
I may have to call in on Monday to do a wrestling point, a WrestleMania wrestling report.
Yes.
To recap both days 1 and 2.
Yes. Are you looking forward to the Raw after WrestleMania?
Repeat that?
Are you looking forward to the Raw after WrestleMania?
I may catch it a couple of days down the line, but my son, he'll probably watch it live and give me the recap. So.
All right.
But typically they have the most international crowd, so they're normally a lot rowdier.
Yes.
But you're not expecting anyone to come into the company or anything like that. And the people in NXT, I could care less if any of those come up. So
same here.
That's what you normally would have, and I'm not. I'm not that interested in the Monday after.
All right. Well,
all right.
I look forward to talking to you on Monday.
Hey, Claudette, I see Claudette is in the chat. How are you doing, Miss Claudette?
All right, Brett.
All right, I will talk to you later.
All right. And stick around for the toast, because it's about that time. It's about that time. I appreciate all y'all for hanging out with me. Hold on, let me get here. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. We're not ready to toast yet. I got a call coming in. CK.
Hey, how you doing there, brother?
I'm fantastic, CK. How are you?
Had to catch you before you got out of there. You know you be shooting out there like a jumping jack boy that 5 o'clock come, don't you?
No, I'm not even sure that I've ever actually gotten out of here at 5 o'clock.
Man, I had to call you, man. Y'all just giving us the wrestle wrap up. I watched the movie you played earlier. Remember, you was like, if you don't like this shit, get the hell on before you played the movie.
I gave people the opportunity to go elsewhere.
Yeah, I left, came back. I went, and I'm watching the West Coast podcast. Dude was like, yeah, so can we talk about Big Daddy Trump? Well, I came back to your podcast so quick. He called him Big Daddy Trump, 23-year-old black man.
That's terrible.
They say, we know you about to give some money. And I was listening to you talking about, why y'all want to give money to Trump? I'm like, but the movie you showed was right. The code made him fold, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
It made him fold. It's like, it was just, because I'm on the police side. All the time, I'm on the police side. But when you show video evidence, you have to go with the civilian, right? with the last two movies you showed from this week and last week.
Okay.
You got to go. I mean, it's nothing the man did wrong. So going into it, I would believe the officer, giving him the benefit of the doubt because of the oath. But then when you watch video, your eyes ain't lying. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So soon as he said, "Can I search the car?" Now he's violating his rights. So you said he had the right to get the the ID from him, right?
Yeah, I mean, he pulled him over, alleging that he was violating some traffic law. And when they pull you over, then, yeah, you kind of got to give them that ID.
Yeah. I mean, you got to keep doing, because I'm thinking when you said get out, leave the room, I'm like, yeah, I'm about to leave. So I come back and I catch it like I missed the first 5 minutes of the movie. Still was good. I come back when he's standing out in the cold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That fool's him out. Oh, you got to, you have to let me search the car and all that. He's like, no. And then he rumbled. Then you see how he destroyed the man property in the car.
He flipped the car, tossed it, I guess.
Yeah, like he had, and he knew the man didn't have no drugs in it. He just wanted to be an a-hole.
I don't know that he knew that. I really genuinely believe that he believed that a black man going in this direction in the middle of the night with bags in his car, with tattoos on his face, he got to have some drugs in that car. I believe there's enough people, law enforcement and, otherwise, who genuinely see that and believe that.
Oh, I didn't know he had tattoos on his face.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, I'll take that back. Yeah, he did believe it. But believing it or not, don't give you the right to violate somebody's rights. You know
Agreed.
what I mean? But what you doing is, I wouldn't suggest you go do, because you said you're going to do it yourself. No.
Yes.
No, you got to stay alive.
Wow.
You know what that comes. That's certain death.
I hope to stay alive. I don't hope to, I'm going to do it. No ifs, ands, or buts. I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason that I'm doing this as I build up to doing it is because when I get arrested, which sadly in this area, I wholeheartedly believe that my rights will be violated. I will need support from the people. I will try to not be like Donald Trump and be like, send me some money to defend this case, but you never know. But if people are looking at it like, oh my God, he's just so annoying. Why is he in there? He ain't got a right to take people's pictures. Oh, he got to be committing a crime if he's in a public building and taking pictures. I need people to understand what the law is and what my rights are so that y'all will understand he didn't break the law by doing that. He is fighting for our rights. He is fighting to educate law enforcement about what we're allowed to do and how they should conduct themselves. So this is a large part of this is selfish, but it's also, hopefully to educate people so that you know your rights. And when you see someone's rights violated, you stand on that person's side and not on the side of the person violating their rights.
Right. And I don't think you would be arrested. I think you would be detained. They're gonna put the cuffs on you, put you in the back of the car, and then see if they're gonna try to fold you. Then they gonna fold and let you out. Because I just seen them let a dude out with 16 warrants up in Norwood, because he was drinking on the beer, and they just got him, detained him for a minute. Him in the apartment talked to him.
But no, a guy in Forest Park did it, and he got arrested.
African American.
No, white guy at the post office in Forest Park. He got arrested. There's a white guy who did it over in Norwood. He was threatened with arrest, but he left. But he would have been arrested had he decided to, stand for his rights. He was going to be arrested. So there's every fiber of me believes, I don't know, but every fiber of me believes that when I start doing this, I'm going to get arrested.
Because like you said, we don't know shit. You educating us, remember? They don't even know. They so stupid, they don't know that you allowed to video people in public. You know what I mean? But
that's problematic.
What you saying is true. You could they had the YouTube video. Old man, he videotaping this young white girl booty in the grocery store. Next thing you know, she on him like, man, what's up? You taking pictures? Delete that. He's so scared, he deleted. But like you said, it's illegal. Why don't you call the police? Because it wasn't illegal.
Well,
he's just being a damn old ass pervert.
Yeah, that's creepy. And he could have been told to leave the store, but it's not. I don't know for certain that it's criminal, but I won't be doing that. I won't be taking pictures of white women booties. No,
but I'm talking about for the protection of women. They don't have nothing to protect us. That's like you said. That's why it's legal, because it's creepy, but it's not illegal. That's why they just be telling them, yeah, delete that out your phone, and they be scared because they don't know if it's illegal or not. They perverted ass. But a lot of times, that's why I always wondered, like, why they don't be taking them to jail for doing that. But what you said, it's not. You could take videos of anything in public. It's a dangerous thing what you doing, because you would get killed doing that. You videotape the wrong person and they run up on you, catch your ass. But that's how it go, man.
Hey, CK, I appreciate your call, man.
All right, man. You have a great weekend, man. We're going to make $1 million this weekend. You know how we do it.
All right.
Yes, sir.
That was CK. All right, y'all, I got to get ready to get out of here. Y'all know I got a place I'm supposed to be at 5 o'clock on Fridays, but I didn't, I be late. They understand that this is supposed to end at 5. But it's time for this toast. It's time for this toast. Got to get a toast in. Let's see. I don't toast with alcohol because I'm not addicted to alcohol. But I got a good Twinkie here. So next week, come on in with your sweets. If Lincoln can toast with alcohol and he's addicted to alcohol, I can toast with a Twinkie because I'm addicted to sweets. It won't always be a Twinkie. It might be a ho-ho. You can't beat a good ho-ho. It might be a ho-ho. It might be some cookies. It might be something, but it's going to be something sweet. We going to toast with something sweet. In my addiction versus Lincoln's addiction. So, hey, to the weekend. I got to cover my mouth because y'all can't see me. Something about opening my mouth all wide and putting it in. I can't do that. Like the public to see it. And I do like the creamy feeling. Love the creamy feeling. Love the creamy feeling. So, hey, to the weekend, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I appreciate y'all taking some time out of y'all day, out of y'all week to spend with me. Enjoy your weekend. I hope something amazing happens to you this weekend. Something life-changing, okay? Until next time, it's been the Afternoon Experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm out, y'all. Peace.